Most of us ask the same questions about money. Where is it supposed to come from? And what do I have to do to make sure it shows up? But when it looks like it's not going to show up or it doesn't show up, we worry, we get anxious, or even go into panic. We look for a better job or more clients or some way to keep our finances stable. But there's a missing piece under those questions, and it has nothing to do with any of this. Today, I'm going to walk you through a simple exercise I've used in masterclasses and groups over the years that just might change everything. It certainly did for me. If you're new here, I'm Wanda Vitale, and this is the Reality Architects. Here we focus on empaths and sensitives who are wired literally to process life differently. We create results differently. And when we know how to work with our systems instead of against it, life gets to be easy. Today, we're looking at money in a way that most of us were never taught to look at money. I certainly wasn't. Several years ago, I went through a divorce. I had married my business partner, and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go back to my regular career. I came out of the divorce with debt, 7 foreclosures. I didn't know what was what. I had no idea how I was going to support myself even, and how to get through that. I looked around me and my friends were doing just fine. They never worked long hours. I used to be the last one who left the office at night. I would leave with the cleaning people. Some of you maybe can relate to that. But I thought, what am I missing here? What's different about them than about me? This is why I still use this simple exercise in masterclasses and groups. It literally changed my own finances. I've seen over and over that we don't really have blocks. We think we have money blocks, but we really have a monster. It's a monster that is constantly telling us, do more, work harder. There's not enough money, or you shouldn't want too much because you're not going to get it. You've just got to prove yourself. Or with some people, it's, hey, you're on your own. I'm not helping you. And then we wonder why we worry when our finances change, when the economy changes, or when the money we counted on isn't certain anymore. I don't want this to be yet another video where we talk about money and then leave the same old pattern sitting there. So we're going to do something different this time. I want you to grab a pen and something to write on. You'll need about 10 minutes, so come back to this video when you have some quiet time and 10-15 minutes to do this on your own. So I am assuming now that you are sitting quietly, pen in hand, and I want you to imagine that there's a chair across from you. And money, if money was a person, money is sitting there. If it had a personality, what would it be like? Just take a moment, let your first impressions come through and jot it down. Don't second guess what you get. Pause the video here if you need to. What does money look like? How does money seem toward you? Is it welcoming? Is it aloof? What do you feel sitting across from money as a person? What thoughts or words come up when you look at money? What do you notice before money even says anything? And then jot that down. And when you're ready, I want you to imagine that you just walked in to a parallel timeline. And now you're in money's chair. So in your imagination, you're sitting where money was sitting, and you are money, looking back at you, looking back at yourself. And I want you to let money speak and ask, what do I, as money, have to say? What do you as money want for you as the person? What does you as money want you to understand? What does you as money believe about you? Don't second guess it. Just jot down whatever comes. And of course, pause the video here if you need to. And there's one more component to this. So when you're ready, you're looking at money looking at you, and imagine that there's a third chair in a triangle. You don't need 3 chairs, but imagine there's a third chair and you form a triangle. And that third chair is your higher self. So I want you to walk through that imaginary timeline. You become your higher self and you sit in that imaginary chair. And you as your higher self is looking at you, and it's looking at money. And I want you to just silently ask, what does my higher self want me to know about how I can have a better relationship with money? You as your higher self, what are you observing? What does money need to do? What do you need to do? You're going to get some guidance. And again, don't second guess yourself. Just jot down whatever you get. Write it down. Pause this if you need to. And I want you to then come back when you're ready to yourself, kind of step in through that timeline and step into you as you, sitting in that chair. I want to talk about what the exercise reveals, what money acted like, what money said, and what your higher self wanted you to know. We think we're really talking about money and our finances, but what's really happening, we're projecting our unmet needs around being loved and supported onto money, and whether it's even safe to receive. This was what happened with me. Money in my life, when I looked at money sitting across from me, money was this cold, aloof person, not caring at all. It felt unavailable and just told me, hey, sorry, but you're on your own. I'm not going to support you. And I realized that this was my father, my own narcissistic, uncaring, and absent father. And I'd been projecting that on to money. When I sat in the chair and became money, I experienced money as kind, caring, generous grandparents whose greatest joy was to enhance my life and make it easier. I never knew my grandparents. I never knew any of them. I had never experienced love like that before. It was love and support and genuine caring that I felt in my bones. And this just didn't feel good in the exercise when my old fears came up around money, and of course they did. I went back to this feeling like, wait a minute, this is who money is. Money adores me. They would do anything for me. Of course I can count on money. So I started expecting money to show up. I just assumed that money would show up. And it did. It started coming in from places that I hadn't planned. I started following ideas. We're going to talk about that in a bit here. And the net is that my finances changed. My whole life changed. My finances changed because I stopped relating to money from this old fear that I was unsupported and alone. The natural feeling of money is lightness and ease. It has this excited flow. For me personally, I like to think of it as this dance partner who loves to just whisk me through life with ease and fun, masterfully leading me no matter what happens. It may be different for you, but this is what it is for me. For me, this dance partner loves to surprise me, loves to delight me. But here's the thing, with so many of us empaths who had trauma, we hate surprises because surprises meant something bad could happen. And this is why sometimes when the best thing that could happen would be a windfall or some complete unexpected thing that shows up, we won't let it in. This is another thing that I see. Money doesn't meet us in fear, anxiety, in this place where we're saying, just save me, get me out of this. We have to meet money where it is. If we want to dance with money, we have to go there. It doesn't come down to pick us up. We have to meet it in lightness, in ease. I meet it in delight. It's this natural expectancy of flow, and it's an assumption of there's always more than enough. I have said for years, I live in overflow, always. Even during the years as I was coming out of all that debt, that there didn't look like there would be overflow, but money met me there. So for you, when the old money response shows up, when you're triggered around finances or the economy or anything that makes you get anxious, go back to how money showed up for you in the exercise. Go back to how it felt. For some people, it's an angel. For some people, it's a fairy, an elf. Or it could be a long lost relative that you didn't know you had that's been admiring and adoring you from afar and has a trust fund set up for you. Return to that and ask, can I pause my disbelief long enough to let money come in a way that I didn't plan? Can I pause my disbelief long enough to expect that money adores me and is always there when I need it? And the final part, which is so simple. Ask money every day, what's one thing you want me to know or do today? Don't second guess it. Do it in the morning before your mind gets super busy. Just jot down whatever you receive. Maybe it wants you to know how adored you are. Maybe that comes through as this rush of love or a knowing. Maybe it's just a feeling that it's all going to be okay. Maybe it's reassurance. And ask it, what do you want me to do today? And then do it. Maybe it's practical. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's go take a walk. Maybe it's write that email. Maybe it's go to Target and don't fight it saying, but I don't have a reason to go. Go. Because when you're at Target, it's a chain of events so that 10 other things happen. And this is how we change our relationship with money and let money come in the way that it's designed to be. This light, abundant, joyful resonance, fullness. That's really what money feels like, the energy of money. It is deep, deep, unconditional love. And it loves to be circulated. It loves to dance with you. It loves you to do things that bring joy to yourself and to others. And I want to say this here. When you sat in the chair and you were money and it was still cold and aloof, then that's not money. That's family stuff. And I'll talk about that in another video. But that is not money. That's programming. That's all it is. So you might even want to come back and really tap into you as money, as this dance partner that's passionate and is passionate about life, and then see what comes through. I'll leave you with this. We don't change our mindset for abundance. It doesn't work. We rewire our bodies for it. And it takes time to rewrite old patterns. So be patient. Thanks for listening, guys. And if you haven't hit subscribe, do that. And I'll see you in the next video.